exceptionally informative, an exceptional speaker in JB, different to what we're hearing elsewhere in the market. Potentially not what I might have expected from RMI, in that a lot of what we're talking about is, while it's talking about boutiques, there's a lot of focus on the robo and potentially the need for underlying managers. Is there much more focus on ETFs, on the passives, etc. But exceptional discussion, a lot of room for thought and a lot of room for further investigation. Certainly something that we haven't heard much of in the market. Potentially the discussions are happening more overseas, but certainly really interesting and worth much more investigation. Just in terms of responses on the question on consultants in the UK, there's no doubt that those questions do need to be asked. And as a consultant myself, it's potentially uncomfortable, but they do need to be asked. I think there's the oligopoly, which we've seen. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see some breakups. If we think about the South African market, you potentially have the same sort of effect, but maybe not to the same extent as the UK, although we're certainly seeing the big players moving in to try and replicate what they're doing overseas in this market. So I think change is in order. My experience has been, especially in the institutional space, trustee boards tend to be fairly conservative. They like to pick brand names. Nobody's ever going to get fired for mentioning an Allan Gray or Coro, whereas if you pick a brand that people are not aware of, questions can be asked. So that to me is probably one of the biggest hurdles that needs to be the one needs to get over. And also I think the boutiques need to demonstrate that they're better and different to the powerhouses, both in terms of risk-adjusted returns and in terms of behaviour. So it's not an easy one. People always pick the brands. Transformation is without a question one of the key issues that's going to be leading towards more focus on the boutiques, and that's a good thing. Transformation's got to happen. We're very excited about it. There's some great skill out there, and a lot of that's in the boutiques. So certainly as a consultant, that's something we're pushing strongly, and we hope it succeeds.